What's going on, everybody? James here, RetoptionAgency.com, 21 years selling on eBay. And welcome to my boring reseller life, where I sell boring items because it's exciting. Ching! Too cheesy? All right. So overnight, we are Friday morning. Overnight sales not too good. 12-hour period, 13 items. It looks like the offers is definitely turned off right now or screwed up. Last night I kept having more offer issues where I couldn't accept or decline or anything. It just kept going in a loop. So there's clearly those issues still going on. And I did notice this morning when I was turning on my sales for the weekend, when it forwards you to another page, this page doesn't exist, forwards you to another page or whatever. It used to be quick. Now it's slowed down. It lags a little. What that means, I'm not sure. But I did notice too that on that, when it shifts you to that new page, like the drop down, if I went to do a drop down, it didn't work properly. So there's some errors there when it shifts you to the new page. Again, don't know what that means. If that's a move forward or a move backwards, I have no clue. Haven't really drafted or listed anything today, so I don't know if all the other issues are still going on or not. But we'll get into the few items that sold overnight and then a few from last night's, after last night's video. So we'll get into it. Trying to think if there's anything else. Nothing I can think of at the moment. All right, so let's get into this. Into some boring items that made some good money, or at least money. Yeah, so 2 days ago, my money went in today from 2 days ago, and that was probably the least amount of money ever that I can remember I've made on eBay. That day was so crappy. I only put in a little over $200 in my account. My break-even point every day is $350. So that's the bottom line I need to stay in business. So to get that, I mean, hell, usually I sell that in like five pieces of 5 items, and I've got that money, $200. I mean, come on. It was so bad that day. Thankfully, yesterday turned around a little bit better in sales. I haven't sold an item in over 2 hours now, so today is not kicking off too great. But it's what we come to expect, I guess, from a broken eBay. All right, first up, we've got a hair on my cassette. Glenn Miller, In the Christmas Mood cassette with shipping. Sold for $9.63. See, where you hiding, Brian? I know you're here. We got a Brian McKnight promo CD single with shipping, sold for $9.86. And I'm going to try something this weekend too. I know before I told you it seems like 30% off is the sweet spot for sales, but as I said many times before, it's hard to get a real gauge on anything because of the eBay site's so screwed up across the board on so many different levels for months now. Dropped it back down to 20%. I mean, with all these rising costs and stuff, we've got to make up that money somewhere. So I'm jumping it back down to 20%. We'll see how the weekend plays out. But got to make that money up someplace, because can't stay in business if you don't keep up with inflation and depressions and all that bull crap. So, all right, next up, we've got a Chuck Berry 45 with shipping, sold for $10.03. And one of my favorite, most exciting, boring items to resell. And if you watched last night's video, there's plenty of these. The Unknown Letter hats. Love it. With shipping, this one sold for $11.44. Next up, we got a Wildcats Rawlings shirt with shipping, sold for $12.24. We've got a Your Breed dog hat. It's so cutie, it's a poochie. With shipping, sold for $14.29. Next up, we've got It's a Wildlife that's in our veins. You'll feel like an animal that's been uncaged, and that's the wildlife. Wrong band, wrong song. It just reminded me of a Slaughter song called Wildlife. But anyway, Wildlife self-titled album. Never listened to this. This is like that 70s. Oh, these were on Led Zeppelin's label, Swan Song. Huh. Maybe I need to check these guys out. See if they're on Spotify or whatever. So Wildlife self-titled. With shipping, sold for $14.42. Next up, we've got a CrossFit E80 T-shirt. Mindset and attitude. 100% there. With shipping, sold for $14.79. We got this Twiggy London women's hat, or a man if you're like me and don't mind wearing women's clothes, because you can rock that shit. You know what I'm saying, G? What's up? Oh. All right, this cool little hat with shipping, sold for $14.74. Next up, we've got some of the tattoo flash when I was doing tattoos. I did not do any off of these. So this flash sold for, with shipping, $16.60. Next up, I had to hunt for this because it was part of my collapsed area that I still have not fixed with my clothing and those metal racks. So I had to hunt for this one. It's just the SSM Healthcare polo. Nice little boring piece right there. But with shipping, sold for $17.10. That's the exciting thing. If you're new to my videos, that's what I love, selling just the stuff that most resellers and normal people will pass right over. I see it and go, money. Especially if you're at the bins and it only costs you like 40 cents. You can't beat turning 40 cents into $17 with shipping, of course. Next up, we've got a 101 strings, which more than likely I wouldn't have paid $1 for that, so that must have came from the bins also. So this CD sold for, with shipping, $18.69. So that looks like it's going to be an international order. Next up, we've got Air Nomad T-shirt. With shipping, sold for $18.70. Would you have picked up that shirt? That's the key. Most people would not. That's the key to my boring reseller life. Showing you items that normal people won't pick up, but I don't think I've ever been really normal anyway, so does that matter? Oh, and my friend did, if you checked my Facebook page, you saw my post. My friend finally made public to his friends out there what's going on. He has melanoma cancer. They made a 12-inch incision on his back left side, took out like a pound of material, and I believe they're checking, like, I guess they checked the lymph nodes underneath the armpit to make sure it hasn't spread. So they took out a bunch of lymph nodes and what have you also. So hopefully it has not spread and everything will work out great. I've been reading like statistics and stuff like that. So that's why it's been worrisome to me. And this is a person, if you follow me on Facebook and you've seen my boy toy tour trips, and I think I've even had some videos up here and there on YouTube here, but he's probably he's the person I spent the most time with in the past like 10 years outside of the house, you know, friend-wise. We've gone on all those trips together and what have you. So hopefully he'll get through this and it'll be good. As long as it hasn't spread. I think that's going to be the key there. If it's spread, I think that's where the problems start really coming into play, and expectancies are not that great. So, and I think they're only running like 60% anyway with the melanoma cancer. Even if they do get it all out, there's like a 60% make it past 5 years or something like that. So learning about that, that's why it's been really on my mind and keeping me, you know, keeping me mentally off balance and stuff. So as I'm learning more about that and, you know, seeing what's going on and what have you, so trying to just wrap my head around it. So that's where I've been. So been wanting to know, you know, why I've been reacting certain ways or whatever. That's, you know, the biggest reason there. So really the only reason. All right, we got, I just put this up the other day, The Blood, a Joyce Meyer's Ministry cassette. Sealed, sold for $19.89. Anything like religious like this, I always pick up. It's hit and miss, but when it hits, it's something decent. I mean, I probably had this in storage for 15 years, so. Next up, we've got this Denim Jacket, Kotler, something like that. Youth size, looks like Denim Jacket. With shipping, sold for $21.46. And is there more down here? Nope. So this is the last piece here. I just put this up the other day also, and a piece that was in a box that I pulled out of storage. Probably been sitting on this piece for who knows how long, how many years. Nothing major, but a nice little vintage Coca-Cola 10-ish ashtray thingy bobber. Somebody had it taped, I guess hanging. But this, with shipping, sold for $25.50. So not bad for a little piece of tin that's been sitting in a box in my one of my storage areas for who knows how long. So that is all of my boring items this morning. It is the weekend, so my shipping and videos might be off here and there, depending on, since Adrian had planned a trip with his girlfriend to go to Sarasota, Florida. They had bought tickets online, blah, 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 months ago. Get to the airport, flight has been canceled, and they can't get them there. They can't even get them to Tampa. It was only going to be like a 2-day trip. They were going to have 2 full days on the beach or whatever in Florida, and so they wanted to get there by last night and enjoy 2 full days and come back Sunday. They couldn't get them to Tampa within that time. They couldn't get them anywhere near. They said the only things they could do is they can get you to Atlanta, but we don't know how long you're going to sit there. And they're like, well, we're not doing that, because if we end up sitting in Atlanta airport for a day, it kind of ruins it. And then you got to worry about, are they going to be able to get us back? So if with all this crap that's going on, I really don't understand. It just don't make sense to me with this shortage of workers thing, especially I mean, with fast food, sure, makes sense. But when it comes to like in the airline industry, don't they pay pretty well? I don't know. So I don't know enough information, so it doesn't really make sense to me how things like this happen. It just seems like we're starting to really fall into the whole, and I know we're far from a third world country when it comes to famine and whatever, but it's just starting to feel like this country's just really going downhill. And this ain't nothing political. I'm not pointing fingers, not blaming. I'm just saying the wrong things are being done, and it's just everything's being handled wrong. That's all I'm saying. It's just It just makes no sense. And then with the recession, people are really starting to call it a recession now. And now they're talking about more food shortages and all. It doesn't make sense. There's something behind it all. And if you want to get into conspiracy theories, because I like conspiracy theories. All right. So I can go 2 conspiracy theories I like. If you don't like goofy thoughts and conspiracy theories, you might want to stop this video now. I'll show you the puppies in the end, though. But, all right. One could be that the people running the country are really hybrid aliens, and this is part of their takeover. Ooh, you like that one? But more realistic is politicians are all about power and money. That's how their living is all about power and money. How do they make money when their salaries are not huge? They do deals, they do things with information, etc., etc. So, are the powers at be, politicians in general, left, right, middle, everything in between, corrupt? Let's just call them corrupt. Politicians are in the pockets, have little China money in their pockets. That one seems more realistic, right? China's been buying up U.S. land for many years. I talked about this years ago about the rate that China has been buying up land in the U.S. And I've said it before that if debt gets to a certain level, China is going to own us, right? So who's not to say some of these people are not already working for China? More realistic conspiracy theory there. Anyway, I like open-minded people who can think about everything. They don't put themselves in a box. They're not right. They're not left. They're just wrong and right. I mean, there's just things that are right, things you don't do, things. I like open-minded people who like to bring in new information and learn and gives different perspectives. I've never been one to follow any trend, follow any side. Following is for sheep. I am not a sheep. I will never be a sheep. I never was a sheep. If I was a sheep, I'd still be living in the ghetto, running drugs or something, right? Robbing, stealing, in jail, dead. That's where sheepish things would have got me in my position on this planet. So I've always had the open minds, bringing in new informations. There's too many people nowadays who are afraid to change their perspective, who are one way or do things one way, like my mom was. She would always do things one way, and no matter what new information you would give her, oh, she was right. That new information did not matter. She was right. It's her way, no way. It doesn't matter what you're going to tell her. I think that's where I got more of my open mind from, seeing how stubborn she was to take in new information and grow as a person. So I think that's where I got most of my open mind from, going, I don't want to end up like that. Give me information. I'm not afraid to be walking this way, putting in 20 miles and X amount of work, getting new information and go, oh, I should go this way. And go this way, get new information. Well, maybe I was right the first time. Okay, I got this new information. Let's go back. I don't care. It's about the journey and the learning and the growth. It's not about the sheepish following. Anyway, whoo. And that's what you get in my video. You never know what you're going to get in a ramped up video. All right, I want to get this stuff shipped so I can get to listing and drafting. Well, I'm afraid to list anything. So I'll get drafting some more. I'm afraid I'm just going to start losing stuff. It's such a mess. But anyway, let's get to the puppies, shall we? All right. Oh, I got a huge box order. I need to get into my shipping storage area there. All my hat boxes. Those are all hat boxes. I got all my free eBay shipping ones, and then I ordered a bunch. I got like 1,400 hat boxes now. Just came in, so tickle, tickle, tickle. All right, we got the sleepy puppies, of course. The babies. Looking all cozy. Yes, it's my babies. It's my babies. Oh, they're so cute. All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. So later.